Kitchen Cabinet Soup and Poached Eggs. William Hovey Smith, 2019. I'm the author of Backyard Deer Hunting, and also a wild game cook. And here we take some miscellaneous materials from my cabinet, and we make a good soup out of it, and also used a found instrument to poach some eggs. This is Hovey Smith, the Backyard Sportsman. We're going to talk a little bit about cooking today and the economy. As everybody knows, now some tens of thousands of federal workers have been furloughed or laid off without pay. Also, retail trade has taken hits, with several companies closing their stores. Also, the financial market is going up and down with great rapidity in either direction, and everyone feels insecure about their jobs or prospects of employment. Today, we don't know if Brexit is going to happen or not. It looks like it will not. And there's also turmoil in France and Germany. So, some people are now to the point of where is my next meal coming from? That is a despicable situation in the U.S. economy. Such a thing should never be allowed to happen. But it has. All right, what to do? Arrayed in front of me are some empty cans which I have found by cleaning out my kitchen cupboard and taking out old cans that were partially rusted that had been there for years and combine them to make a soup. And what we have here is on the end 2 cans of corns. We have a can of pinto beans. We have peas. We have squash. We have string beans, we have mushroom soup, and we have 1 can of salmon. All this you put in a big pot, your mixed vegetables, and your cream of something soup. It doesn't make any difference what kind. And you make a good soup out of it. There was no need to add salt. No need to season, no need to do anything, just put it in a pot and boil it. And very, very quickly you'll have a soup. Everything here is pre-cooked. So this is a 15-minute soup. Once you get everything in the pot, stir it up, slush, slush, bang, bang. Now how much did we get? Okay. Now I've already eaten 2 bowls, and we have this much in the refrigerator and this much in the freezer. So, we did good. This will feed me for most of a week. For a family, this would certainly make a meal for a couple. Yeah, this is 2, maybe 3 days worth of food supplies from stuff that was in your pantry already. Now, maybe you live in a 5-floor walk-up in Chicago or New York, and you don't accumulate a lot of heavy canned goods for obvious reasons. But maybe you know some older relatives who have. Look for people about my age. Think about your uncles and grandparents. Offer to help them clean out their kitchen cabinets. And take these cans that are older than about a year or 2 years and get them out of their pantry. And particularly these lower baseboard cupboards that they can't get down into and clean out effectively anymore. They're not that flexible. So you younger folks get in there and muck out. And then utilize some of this stuff. All right, what about safety issues? Canning is a good, long-lived process. during the 70s, when I was in the U.S. military, we were still eating C rations from World War II that were canned. So stuff that's been stored reasonably well will keep almost indefinitely. Now, how do you tell if it's not good? If the top of the can is in any way bulged, if it has rusted through and you see seepage out of the side of the can, toss those. If they just show a little minor rust on the edges and the can itself is solid, yeah, that's probably perfectly fine. I can't make any absolute guarantees, but yeah, no sweat. So just open them up, pour them up, boil them good, eat them. Woof. Now there's no telling what else you're going to find in Grandma's kitchen cabinets. You might find something like this. This is an egg poacher from the 1950s. I remember very well when we got it in the house the first time. And for quite a few years we cooked eggs out of it, and then slowly it just got regaled to less and less use, and finally when I moved to this house I just had stuck it in the back of the cabinet and hadn't seen it for years. Okay, so we're going to poach some eggs. And I'll show you how to do that. But in the meantime, think about your kitchen cabinet soups. Maybe the only thing you need to buy is a can of salmon, and you've got the rest of the meal done. In making your kitchen cupboard soups, you have 2 cans of corn for starch, a can of beans. I've used pinto beans, but any unsweetened bean would do. This adds starch and a bit of protein. 1 can of tomatoes to add a little acid to it. Can of sweet peas, can of green beans, can of squash, then on the end, can of mushroom soup, and finally the salmon. So this gives you a mix of protein, greens, and carbohydrates. So you have a fairly well-balanced one-pot meal. Now you could substitute almost anything in the same category and come out just as well. And there was no added salt and no added pepper to this. All of these canned goods contain salt, and that was more than sufficient to season the soup. I have a little paper towel. I'm going to dampen it with a little olive oil and put a little oil on a couple of these cups that we're going to use. Makes the eggs release a little better. And I've already added some water to the pan here. We'll just crack our eggs. Two. It's covered. And on the stove to boil. I show how to kill, clean, cook, and serve game of all sorts in my outdoor books. And these include backyard deer hunting, extreme muzzleloading, crossbow hunting, as well as practical bow fishing. And these can be thought of as survival guides. In my book, Create Your Own Job Security, I talk about economic survival and how people can and should start their own series of businesses to raise money as and when they need it. And I'll talk about this more at the end of the video. Well, while my toast is stewing and the water is boiling for the eggs, this is another little thing you might find in your grandma's cupboard. This is a stainless steel steamer. And it has legs or feet on it. And what you do, if you want to steam something like cauliflower or broccoli, you put it in your steamer, and then you put about, a little less than an inch of water in your pan, and then you use it for steaming your vegetables. And this results with less contact with liquid, and so you retain more nutrients in your vegetables when you use it. And this is fine if you've got a relatively small amount of material to do, although, as you see, that will hold a fair amount of stuff. The egg poacher is boiling away here, and I've had the lid on it and I've just taken it off, and so we're going to test the eggs. That is still a little soft in the middle. The edges are done here, but the top is not quite. It's still liquid there, so we're going to cover it for just a brief period and then take it up. Now comes a little touchy part, and we'll see how they'll turn out. They're looking good. There we go. Okay, so we have our poached eggs on toast now. Just a little too cooked. The middle is still a little bit runny, which is good. Didn't want to cook it solid. Okay. Pepper. A little salt. Okay. That did not release well, as you saw, so we've added about half a pad of butter to each of the little cups and wiped it around the cups, and now we're going to add the eggs. And cover. 2 minutes of cooking time seems to be about right, and we will see if the butter helped the release process. I do think so. Okay. Yes, and gave a softer egg. So about 2 minutes, 30 seconds would seem to be about optimal. And this is our complete kitchen cabinet soup with a few slivers of cheese on top. Soup ready for dinner. And I'm about to imbibe in some. But now, this is Hovey Smith, reminding you to hunt what you eat and eat what you hunt. Be legal, be ethical, be safe, goodbye, God bless, and see you next time. In Create Your Own Job Security, I list ways that you can choose which business to start when to accomplish your immediate objectives. I also advocate that a person start their own business, so have it running quietly in the background while they're working for the man, but have it ready so if they're suddenly laid off or find themselves out of work in their 40s and later, they have something already developed to fall back on. This book is available from Amazon.com, and you can get it today. Butter is definitely the preferred lubricant for these egg cups. And it might do good just to not cook them quite so much and then microwave them for the last 10 seconds on the plate so everything is served warm. For more information, my books, blogs, and more than 725 videos, you can go to my website, www.hoviesmith.com. For more information on my business books, you can go to createyourownjobsecurity.com. Good hunting and good eating from the outdoors. Goodbye, and God bless.